The Mi 11 Ultra is here. Is this the true Ultra of 2021? This is my Mi 11 Ultra in-depth review. Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again, and here's my Mi 11 Ultra in-depth review. I've had this phone now for almost a week, and I want to share my thoughts on this camera beast, a true ultra phone in many ways. And pricing for this phone will be around 1,199 euros, but depending on your region, the pricing may vary as well. Let's not waste any time and have a look. Starting with design at 8.4 millimeters, 234 grams. This is a pretty hefty device, and with this camera bulge you can't help but notice this device. It's iconic, but it's also a handful, and yet this is one of the most beautiful white color phones I've ever seen. With this gorgeous ceramic back and aluminum edges, this truly is a premium device, and I call this the Among Us phone. With this giant camera module, people will definitely notice this phone when you take it out. Now yes, some may say this camera module is just overkill, but considering all the camera tech packed in here, I can forgive it, and the included case actually protects this bump as well. You gotta know what you're getting into with the design of this phone, but I for one do like it. And this display with 120Hz WQHD+, this is a flagship display through and through, just like the Mi 11 before it. I'm absolutely loving it. Now that's not to say though that we're not seeing these specs on phones at a much lower price point like the Redmi Note 10 Pro and the Poco F3. But it's less about the display specs of this device and more about the quality of the panel. And with Dolby Vision on board, it's just the icing on the cake. And you'll enjoy everything you do on this Mi 11 Ultra, including watching YouTube videos, playing games, and with L1 security level on board, it's an L1 party here on the Mi 11 Ultra. And with 256 gigs of RAM and storage on board, the Snapdragon 888, this is truly a powerhouse of a device. But what I'm more excited to see is that Xiaomi has included better cooling, which means this phone is managing heat in a much better way when you're playing extreme games like Genshin Impact and more. And the interface, the experience has been buttery smooth. I haven't run into any issues even on this early MIUI 12.0.3 software. All in all guys, no complaints about performance on this device. It is truly a flagship level device. You're going to have one of the most powerful phones of the year in this Mi 11 Ultra. And no complaints in the battery department. I'm getting easily 5 to 6 hours of screen on time with WQHD and 120Hz on. And if you even reduce to full HD, this phone would likely go 8 or 9 hours of screen on time, no problems. But the best part about it, of course, is the 67-watt fast charging, which takes me from 0 to 100 in around 40 minutes, and I think it can do it even faster. And yes, I know the Mi 10 Ultra did have a higher charging capacity than this phone, but you know what? I'd much rather take the larger battery capacity than 120-watt fast charging. It's a solid battery experience on this Mi 11 Ultra. And with an optical in-display fingerprint scanner, it's super fast, super responsive, just as much as the one on the Mi 11, and the haptic feedback on this phone is next level. It is as good as the Mi 11's, maybe even better, and Xiaomi has really put itself in a position now, delivering some of the best haptic feedback on devices this year. And you'll have all the latest comms on this Mi 11 Ultra, including Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.2, NFC, and bands 20, 28 support as well. And 5G speeds have been solid on this device. Call quality is excellent as well. And let's spend a little time talking about this rear display. Now many have commented this looks like the rear display of a Mi Band 5. And there are a number of ways you can use this rear display to get more information, including the time, adding a signature, or even adding your own personalized image, which I think is a very cool feature as well. But the key part of this display is to serve in rear display camera mode, which you can use as a preview when you're taking a photo with the Mi 11 Ultra. Now I would have loved to see vlog video capability on this rear display, and the news is we may be seeing this with a software update in the future. Let's hope so, but for now, the rear display still serves a very useful purpose, so you can continue to keep track of all of those things while your phone is face down. And in terms of audio, we have the same Harman Kardon dual speakers on this Mi 11 Ultra, which sound terrific. But don't take my word for it. Here's the Mi 11 Ultra next to the Xiaomi Mi 11 audio speaker test. Let's have a listen. And wrapping up with the cameras, and these cameras on this phone are just ridiculous. With a 50 megapixel GN2 main sensor, and then we have that's right, dual IMX586 ultra wide and 5x optical telephoto. Of course, we have the rear display on this phone as well, which will allow you to take rear display selfies, and my experience with the camera so far have been tremendous. These are easily the best set of cameras that Xiaomi has ever shipped on a phone, and we're reaching DSLR levels of capability, so much so that I've actually included some camera shots here between this Mi 11 Ultra and my Sony a6400 with a Sigma lens. And with 8K video on every single camera, you're gonna have some serious video capabilities. I think some things can be tweaked in software, and over time we will see better improvements, but the zoom shots on this phone are tremendous. These are easily the best 5 and 10 times optical zoom shots I've ever seen on a phone. Have a look at these samples and video samples and hit me up in the comments. What do you think? This is rear-facing video on the Mi 11 Ultra, shooting in 4K 30 FPS, and a beautiful West Kowloon Park here. Just came here for the sunset. What a gorgeous place to shoot B-roll, and I mean, just amazing spot overall. But listen to the mics here, they sound pretty windy right now, but hit me up in the comments, what do you think? And this is ultra wide 4K 30 FPS video on the Mi 11 Ultra. And wow, this is pretty cool. Beautiful views here. Very, very wide viewing angle. And this might be just about the best ultra wide video I've seen on a phone. This is kind of nuts. But hit me up in the comments, what do you think? And here's a little front-facing video, evening time on the Mi 11 Ultra, and it is getting pretty windy out here. And just so you see where I am, but gorgeous views all over. 1080p 30 recording here. To be honest, I mean, it looks great, but that's probably the one negative about this camera set, is that they don't have 4K on the front video here. But I guess maybe with software updates in the future, maybe when they enable video for the rear selfie mode, we can start using the rear cameras for vlogging as well. So that's it for this video and my final verdict on this Mi 11 Ultra. You know what, guys? There's very few phones, in my opinion, that truly live up to the name Ultra. But this phone is one of them. From the iconic design to this rear display, a very innovative feature, still lacking in some functionality, but I think that will improve over time, to just a fantastic 6.81-inch display, rock solid Snapdragon AAA performance, and just off-the-wall specs in terms of charging, battery, the touch response, the dual speakers, and last but not least, of course, the cameras in terms of zoom capabilities, and that GN2 sensor is just next level. When you put all these things together, you have, in my opinion, the true Ultra phone of 2021, the Mi 11 Ultra, the best phone that I've used so far this year. But hit me up in the comments. What are your thoughts on this Mi 11 Ultra? And is this truly the Ultra phone for you? Hit me up in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. And that's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up. And if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for future updates. Thanks for watching my full review, guys, of this Mi 11 Ultra and all my coverage as well. And this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one. A true Ultra, baby, through and through.